Things I don't understand, like people just don't seem to know the etiquette for, being at a bar. And I've found some really funny videos that have been made up about this subject. But it's just like, if you're at a bar, right? What the fuck was that noise? I heard like a pop noise. That better not be my tyre. If you're at a bar, right, and you want to get served, don't sit there going, hey, over here! Because like the first thing that someone like me is going to do on a busy night is ignore you. You won't get served. When you're doing that shit, it's basically saying, hi, I'm a fuckhead, don't serve me. Just means you're an arrogant prick that, or bitch, that thinks, you're above everyone. No, you're not. You'll get served when I deem necessary to serve you. In turn of everyone else, because, there's probably like 5 people before you, and you're all sitting there going, hey, over here, to try and get served before them. No, shut the fuck up. You'll get served when I'm ready to serve you. Another thing, figure out what the hell you want before you come to the bar. On a busy night, I do not have time to stand there waiting for you to make up your mind. It gives me the fucking shits when you've got, like, say, a group of 4 people, a couple of girls and a couple of guys, like two couples, and they're like, hey, how you going? Yeah, good, what would you like? And then they sit there, oh, hey honey, what would you like? And they're just like, oh yeah, what about you? What would you? No, just fucking figure this shit out before you come to the bar. I've got people that are standing there rolling their fucking eyes waiting for you dickheads to fucking order. It's so freaking annoying. And have your money ready. That is another thing to do with bar etiquette. Have your money ready. Don't be fucking having all your change in your little change pocket and then your wallet in the other pocket with all your notes. And you place an order and then I tell you how much it is, and then you're there for the next 5 minutes trying to pull all these bits of change out of your fucking pocket. And I'm just like, yeah, come on buddy, I've got another bartender that wants to use the till while your order's up on screen. You're slowing the show down, so move it along. Just fuck me, how hard is it for some people to understand this stuff? Being rude to a bartender. Now, where do I begin why that is a bad idea? 1, you're under the influence of alcohol. The moment you start being rude, you will either lose that moment to be served, because we'll just move on to someone else, or we'll just stop serving you altogether and ask you to leave the premises. Because that's a legality, I should say, of cutting someone off. So once we cut you off, you legally have to then be told to leave. And you go, oh, why am I being cut off? Well, you're being a rude prick, which insinuates the fact that you're intoxicated. For those of you that don't know, aggravation is a sign of intoxication. So if you start being aggro towards a bartender, we will cut you off and we will tell you to leave. Whether it be on your own steam or by the force of an authorised person. Now, the reason why I say authorised person is because I had an argument a while back where I cut someone off and he's sitting there trying to tell me I can't kick him out. And I said, well, I can very well kick him out because that is my job, that is my duty. And he's like, oh, but duty of care. I said, yeah, there is a duty of care. The fact that I've cut him off and stopped him from drinking to the point of paralytic, that is a duty of care of mine. Making sure he's safe on the premises, that is a duty of care of mine. So yeah, I'll give him water. He can scull a glass of water before he leaves. But what I will not do is sit here watching him feed himself with water while he sits there getting drunker on my watch. Not drunker because he's still drinking alcohol, drunker because the rest of the alcohol that he's stomached hasn't hit his system yet. And you want to talk about duty of care? My duty of care ends at 50 metres down each side of the building. Once you leave that pathway, 50 metres past that pathway, see you later, my duty of care ends. And I say, as I said authorised person for a reason. I do not need to be a security guard to forcefully remove someone from premises. So before anyone goes, oh, you can't touch me, well, if you're not going to leave on your own steam and I've asked you to leave multiple times, yes, I very well can. If you're refusing to leave the premises after I've asked you to leave multiple times, yes, I am allowed to state the fact that I will remove you by the force necessary to do so. I am an authorised person. What justifies us as an authorised person? Anyone that is employed by the premises. So that could be a bar staff, a manager, a cook, a security officer, an RSA marshal. Anyone that is employed by the person that owns that premises, or the employer, as you will, is an authorised person to remove them from the premises. A non-authorised person would be another civilian, another person that isn't hired at all. Is only there having a good time. They're not an authorised person. It is people that are employed by the premises. So no, I do not have to have a security license, and I do not have to have any sort of special qualification to remove you or put my hands on you. Once I've fully stated my intentions as to remove you from the premises and you refuse to do so, I am then legally have the right to throw you out by force. I prefer not to do that though, because even though I know very well how to handle myself and I've never had an issue in that regard, it's just fucking annoying to try and do it. Like, there's a lot of issues with that. When you have to forcefully remove someone, you got to ensure that everyone else is safe. And that's a very hard job, especially when you got to do it on your own. Anyone else gets injured, you're liable for it. Because some fuckhead decides he refuses to leave. Well, the other thing to that is, you refuse to leave, I don't need an officer to come to the premises to go, hey, you're breaking the law, here's a fine. I just hand them the footage of you refusing to leave, which can be downloaded to a chip the next day, and you'll receive the fine of $550 in the mail. You'll get it and be like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, well, I did warn you that refusal to leave would result in a very fucking expensive night, and none of it would be on alcohol. So, if you're not... People are so stupid when they're drunk. I don't know what it is, like... I know what it's like to be paralytic and all that sort of business, and I've only ever been like that maybe once or twice in the lifetime of my drinking career. And I say drinking career because holy shit did I make a go of it. I don't so much anymore. I very rarely drink now. Kind of got over it. Prefer to spend money on my bike than spend money on alcohol, which I don't get to keep. Like, it's consumable. Whereas if I spend stuff on my bike, it's something I've actually got, like an asset. It's just like, fuck me. Like, bartenders have to put up with so much shit, and then you got rude customers, so like, you cut them off and all this shit, and then they make a big fucking scene about it, and it's just like, well, if you weren't such a dick, this wouldn't be happening. I mean, I don't understand why that is so hard for people to understand. Like, when people have, like, they're decent people and they're normal, but yet they turn into complete and utter cockheads, like heroes, when they're freaking had like 3 drinks under their belt. Become the most obnoxious assholes you'd ever meet in your life. It just pisses me off. Like, it makes the job hard, unnecessarily hard, and annoying. I reckon the job would be so much easier if I was a chick, like a really fucking hot chick with massive knockers that everyone loves. Because, like, I'd only really have to put up with fucking dudes trying to hit on me and shit all night. I've got to put up with cockheads trying to act all macho, thinking that they can outdo me. Well, you can try your luck, but it ain't gonna work, because not only, if I can't handle you, there'll probably be more than one person on with me that will. And we'll remove you without fucking too much worry. It's just like, if you want to get served, here's the basic outline of being served quickly on times that you're in a busy bar. Have your wallet or your purse out ready. Have your money ready in hand. Look ready to order. Don't sit there at the bar talking to your mate behind you. Because if you do that, I'll turn to the person that's standing next to you that came to the bar after you and take their order, because they were ready to order whilst you were there busy, you know, flapping your jaw to someone behind you. And be nice. Because if you're not nice, I'm going to start getting stale. And I'll be less inclined to serve you at the time that you come to the bar. I'll just let you wait a little bit just to be an asshole. That's the other thing too, like they do that whole customer is always right bullshit and blah 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 blah. But in a bar, the bartenders are the boss, not the customer. The customer requests an order and we justify whether or not we should give them that order. Why? Because we're constantly assessing whether or not you're too drunk, assessing the way your attitude is changing with the consumption of alcohol. So, you know, if you start acting like a tool or whatever, we'll just cut you off. Because if we don't, we end up with, I think it's $10,000 fine now. It went up from $5,000. And it's like a $20-something thousand fine for the premises for serving someone that's intoxicated if we get done by a licensing officer. I'm not about to cop $10,000 fine because some douchebag wants to come and get paralytic at a bar. You want to do that in your own time. Do that at home. At least then you don't have to walk home. You can just pass out in bed or pass out on your couch or your floor or wherever you feel like passing out. No, I don't have to worry about you putting up with your stupid shit. Oh, fucking mudgy. It's actually not that cold today, eh? It looks cold. The wind feels kind of cold, but it's not really that cold. Oh, fucking spine. My spine at the moment in between my shoulder blades just feels like someone has gotten a sledgehammer and just fucking slammed it big time. It really hurts. I actually think today I don't know if it's just me, but this exhaust is sounding louder, so maybe it's had a bed-in period where you use it for a bit and it gets a little bit louder once it starts bedding in. Because it actually sounds a bit louder now. What the fuck kind of car is that? Pop. Number plate pop. Pop goes the weasel way. What a fucking name for it to put on a plate. Must be like a Jaguar or something, or I don't know what that is. Fuck, that sounds freaking heaps better today. Shit. Some fucking parking. Yeah, you might want to stop fucking reversing, dickhead. Stupid bitch. Can't fucking look behind her. Yeah.